Here we're going to look at, example A and B. Example A says factor 2x squared plus 7x plus 6 using a guess and check method. So they first found what numbers could factor to give me the leading coefficient of 2. And then they found the possible factors of the constant term, which would have been 6 in this case. Well, there were only 2 possible factors for x squared term. That would have been 2 and 1. And the possible factors for the 6 would have been 1 and 6 or 2 and 3. Okay? And then they have to try the different combinations out. They did the same thing with example B, except here with example B, my constant term had a negative. So that throws more examples or more possibilities into play, because you can either have a positive or a negative with the 3x or with the constant term. So we're just going to dive into some examples, but before I move on to this, it says the factors of C will both have the same sign if C is greater than 0. If B is greater than 0, both factors will be negative. If B is less than 0, both factors will be negative. If B is greater than 0, both factors will be positive. So again, we're just going to dive into a few examples. All right. We're going to do try these AB. And we're going to do letter A. It is 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. Okay. 3x squared plus 5x plus 2. I want to think about my coefficients for A. My factors of 3 are 1 and 3. Those are the only 2 possibilities. What are my factors for 2? 1 and 2. So these could possibly be in the form of 3x plus x plus, and then it can either be 1 and 2 this way, or we could do the reverse and have 2 here, 1 here. And we're going to do the guess and check method. Okay? Let me ask you, if we do 3x times x, we get what? 3x squared. If we do 3x times 2, we get 6x. If we do 1 times x, we get 1x. And if we do 1 times 2, we get 2. When I combine like terms here, I get 3x squared plus 7x plus 2. Is that what we wanted? No. So this cannot be the correct combination. Let's take a look at this one. We've got 3x times x, which is 3x squared. We got 3x times 1, which is 3x. We got 2 times x, which is 2x. And we've got 2 times 1, which is 2. Well, we have 3x squared. 3x and 2x is 5x, and we have plus 2. This is what we want. So my factors here would be 3x plus 2, x plus 1. All right, let's take a look at B. B was 2x squared plus 5x minus 18. Okay. So we have 2 and we have negative 18. Well, there are only two factors of 2. That's 1 and 2. But for 18, we could have 1 and 18. We could have 2 and 9. We could have 3 and 6. And again, we would know that these have to be opposite. One has to be positive while the other is negative. So my different possibilities here are 2x plus 1 times x minus 18. We could have 2x plus 18, x minus 1. We could have 2x minus 1, x plus 18. We could have 2x minus 18, x plus 1. We could have 2x plus 2, x minus 9. We could have 2x plus 9, x minus 2. We could have 2x minus 2, x plus 9. We could have 2x minus 9, x plus 2. We could have 2x plus 3, x minus 6. 2x plus 6, x minus 3. We could have 2x minus 3, x plus 6. And lastly, we could have 2x minus 6, x plus 3. Lots of combinations here. Okay. I'm going to go back to the graphic organizer. I tend to like it. But whenever I do this, I'm going to make my markings in pencil on some of the things that are not set in stone. Okay? I know that this has to be 2x squared. I know that this has to be negative 18. Okay? So, well, we only know one factor possibility for here. It's got to be 2x and it's got to be x, right? I'm going to go through some of these options, but I know that these two numbers combined have to give me 5x. And we have to keep it in mind that one of them is definitely positive while the other is negative. So we're actually subtracting these two values. Subtract. Okay. So let's go through my different possibilities. This could be 1 and this could be 18, right? Well, that would give me here 36x and 1x. And even if I subtract those, I'm not going to get 5. Let's switch these around. Let's put the 1 here. and the 18 here. So this gives me 2, and this gives me 18. Again, even if I subtract those, I'm not going to get 5. So obviously the 118 combo does not work. Let's try 2 and 9. And I'm actually going to put the X in red because, well, I know that it has to be X terms, right? So let's make this 2 and 9. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, right? X times 9 is 9. All right. I think if I subtract here, I am going to get 5. My question is, which one has to be negative? The 4 has to be negative because we want our 5x to be positive. So that means that this term right here has to be negative. But in order for this term to be negative, this also has to be negative. So my factors here would have been 2x plus 9, x minus 2, which I would have eventually got there, but that was this option way down here. Me, I like to use this graphic organizer, especially in this time, because keep trying these over and over and over, all the different possibilities, this would have gotten very time consuming and very messy. So here, this one is 2x plus 9, x minus 2. Let's take a look at C. And I'm going to move over to another piece of paper because obviously that one's all full up. C says 2x squared plus 6x minus 7. So let's talk about this. 2 and negative 7. Well, the only way to get 2 is 1 and 2. The only way to get 7 is 1 and 7. So this is either going to be 2x plus 1, x minus 7. It could be 2x plus 7, x minus 1. Or it could be 2x minus 1, x plus 7, 2x minus 7, x plus 1. So again, I'm going to go to my graphic organizer and see what works here. Remember we learned in the last lesson, we always want to set our first term in that top top left. And in the bottom right, we want to set up our last term here. All right. I know that this has to be 2x and x. There's no other way around it, right? And I know that along this diagonal here, we're going to have 6x. So we have to have an x term here. We have to have an x term here. The only way to get this negative is to have a positive and a negative option right here. So we're going to do 1 and 7. So I'll try the 1-7 combo this way. We have 1 and we have 14. No matter how I subtract this, whether this positive, negative, other way around, I'm not going to get 6 here. So let's try vice versa. Let's try the 7 here and the 1 here. This gives me 2 here. And this gives me 7. If I subtract those, will I get 6? No. So I've tried all the different combinations because there was only 1 and 7 and 1 and 2. And since none of those factors worked, this is, again, what we call unfactorable. Unfactorable. Take a moment to get the try these A through B. Try these A and B. Questions A through C all finished up. I'm going to go back to the notes on that very first page so you can kind of get those down. Again, make sure you get this copied down. On the next slide, you will see a debriefing question.